I kind of have my way of dealing with the questions like this, and it's I always try to like read the sentence and then I take a break whenever I see a period, right? And I try to figure out information based on it, right? So I see that I can read two numbers have a difference of 6, right? And then I'm like, okay, good, okay, not a big deal. And then I know that the product is a minimum. So when I multiply them together, I'm gonna get a minimum. Okay, so I know I'm doing something. I see the word minimum, or I could see the word maximum. I want to figure out what the two numbers are, right? Well, if I say let x represent one number, like we could say the first number, then the second one is going to have a difference of 6, right? So then we could say, okay, well the second by deduction, okay, so your job is to come up with two equations, and like this one's actually not that bad because you're saying let x represent one of the numbers, so your first one's going to be like x, and then you know it's the x is going to be there's going to be a difference of 6 between the two of them. So if I were to write this out, I'd have x multiplied by x plus 6. Okay, and then you're just going to do kind of like a distribution. That's going to turn into x squared plus 6x, right?
How do we get squared?
If you do this, you just distribute it. X times x is x squared, and then x times 6 is 6x. We'll do more of that. Like, it's a little bit awkward for me to like shape out because I've never taught this. I haven't like thoroughly thought out about some of these like little like that, for instance. Like we haven't really done that, but you have done it in the past, so it's just a little bit of a refresher as we go. But we'll do more of that in the next unit. Now, did I use the right sign? Is I guess my next question. So it said they have a difference. So should I have used a plus sign or a minus sign? Does it make a difference? I don't know if they are. I don't know. We could do the question twice and see if we get the same answer. I typically say if I see the word difference, I use the subtraction sign. Now, my scare was when I looked at the subtraction sign was if I use a subtraction sign, I get a negative. Negative implies it's opening down, then I have a maximum instead of a minimum, right? But it's not on the x squared, so I think it's actually okay to do this. We make it a difference of 6 because that's what it's telling me to do. It's just changing the sign here. I'm going to get x squared minus 6x. Okay. Are we okay? So now I want to figure out, okay, what's that minimum value? I'm interested in the vertex, right? So this one's like easier than the ones we showed you yesterday because there's not even a value over here. We're just going to complete the square on this, right? So we're just going to go, okay, well, fine. X, I'm just going to find the z value, sorry, and it's negative 6 divided by 2 squared, which is negative 3 squared, which is equal to 9. So I'm going to get x squared minus 6x plus 9 minus 9. The first three terms condense down into x minus 3. You get a maximum
So there are two numbers, 3.
So your vertex is going to be 3 and negative 9, right? Which just simply means the actual minimum value is negative 9, which isn't necessarily like, doesn't really make much sense, but I know one of the numbers, x is, like that minimum occurs when x is equal to 3, right? Right? So that must mean if their difference is 6, then I can plug it into here and get the other number. The second number is going to be x minus 6. If I plug in 3, I get negative 3. So that's the second number. So there are your two numbers, 3 and negative 3. And then I can like put it together in the question that like if I multiply them together, they better be a minimum that matches the vertex. 3 times negative 3 is negative 9, so it matches the vertex. Okay. A little bit weird questions. Like I think some of this other one, we'll do this on Monday. Concept's the same. Well, we got to put together the equations, distribute them to get them into standard form, which is what we talked about yesterday. And then completing the square is always coming from standard form to vertex. That's what we're doing, right? We're trying to read the vertex. So that question, we'll do this question on Monday. You can kind of ponder on it a little bit, but like if I were to build something in my backyard and I only had so much material to deal with, right? But I wanted to maximize the area, maximize parabola, then there is a combination between the length and width of that shape that maximizes the area. Right? That's what we'll think about. Okay, so that's what we'll do that question on Monday. That's a little bit more interesting and applicable, right? Number 3. But at least number 2 gets you thinking about coming up with equations and then working through the process. Okay, so that's everything. We'll take up